Welcome to the Disrupt Your Career podcast, brought to you by Claire Harbour
and Antoine Tirant. We're passionate about helping everyone find fulfillment in their work life.
We believe that big, messy, uncharted career changes are inevitable, and it's up to you to decide.
Will you take control and disrupt, or allow yourself to be disrupted?
We wrote the book about it, and now we share here our conversations with other thinkers in this crucial area.
Settle down and get ready to listen to this dose of wisdom.
All right, so I'm delighted to be welcoming back Sergey Gorbatov and Angela Lane, who've been with us on a main episode, and this time they're here for an author chat to talk about their book, Move Up or Move On, which has been published already in Europe and will be out shortly in the US. Angela, Sergey, thank you so much for joining me. Why don't you share with us how and why you wrote the book?
Thank you so much, Claire. It is lovely to be back again. We started this journey, I want to say, almost 5, maybe even more than 5 years ago. And I think really it came because I think we see a need. There's a lot of people unhappy in their careers today, more than we think needs to be. We feel a lot of frustration that a lot of the advice that is available is not really good, complete guidance. I think we felt that we could fill a gap.
Angela just didn't want to betray our age, but I think the journey started more like 20 years ago. When the organization said, okay, you own your careers, you're captains of your life, without providing any resources, they just left people out in the dark. And if you go to Amazon and search for career, more than 60,000 books will come that will give you very diverse, often contradictory advice. So there is a lot of confusion and misguidance. At the same time, we know that people spend more time planning their vacation than they plan their careers. In every meeting or every session, every training that we run, we ask people, okay, last week, how much did you invest in your career? How much did you invest in your development? How much did you invest in expanding your network? And it's a rare occasion that people say more than a couple of hours. Many say nothing. And that's concerning. So we really wanted to change that.
Thank you. Thank you for doing it. Thank you for contributing. Would you care to share the key concepts and messages? Obviously, we want our listeners to buy your book as well, but let's get them salivating. Let's get them excited about what they're going to be learning and reading in the book.
I'll start with one, and that concept is called career on your terms. Angela and I talk about people pursuing career on your terms because careers are deeply personal. And while we have identified 10 behaviors that will help you no matter what, that will give you greater satisfaction, those 10 behaviors will be bringing you closer to career on your terms. And that is how you understand what career success means to you and what a fulfilling career is to you. Not someone else's opinion, not your employers, not even your mother's. It's really understanding who you are, what drives you, where you're going to, what gives you satisfaction and fulfillment, and building a plan around that and executing it.
And something else I think people can look forward to is with the book comes access to a diagnostic tool. So we could all work on a lot of things. This is a very, very quick survey that you can take. You take it online and it comes back and gives you a sense of how competent you are at managing the various aspects of your career. So with that in hand, you can then focus your efforts on doing the things that are going to make most difference to getting ahead. And by getting ahead, to Sergey's point, what we mean is getting more of what you'd like. So great diagnostic tool in there as well. Also some phenomenal stories of individuals that bring together some of the concepts and really bring them to life.
And you've mentioned the diagnostic tool, and it's completely free. It's available online. It will take you 5 to 8 minutes to complete. It's just 50 questions and some demographics.
Definitely. Wonderful. Well, Angela, you referred to all kinds of stories and case studies and so on. Would you care to share one or two of them just to get us really thinking about the depth and the richness of the sorts of information you're sharing?
I mean, there's lots of stories and lots of examples. The ones that I like, I think, for me, that's very exciting, is the story of a woman. Her name is Annalyn O'Brien. You could Google her today. And she's what they call a rainmaker. She's a headhunter. She's in the executive search business. And if Anne recommends you for a job, you are going to get it. CEO jobs, board jobs. Her background is fascinating. She is a Chinese immigrant into the US that comes there with nothing. And she is now this incredibly influential person, changing the careers of others. And she enters an industry at a time when it's still relatively undeveloped, and she has to figure things out. And she works out very early on in her career how she can add value by solving other people's problems. And through this absolute kind of commitment to solving problems that other people care about and doing it efficiently, she builds not only her own career, but essentially builds the standards for an industry. Amazing story. She's a wonderful person. The story includes her looking back over her career, including the things that she'd do differently.
Interesting. Oh, I very much look forward to being able to dig into that. And I know that that will get our listeners absolutely keen to be buying. Well, I know that our listeners are going to love it. It's a practical book. It's rich. It's full of stories and ideas. And I'm very grateful to you for having come to spend some time today sharing and making sure that the book sells well and that more people manage their careers to a greater degree.
Super important that they do that. We spend too much time at work not to be doing it well.
Indeed.
Thank you so much, Claire.
We hope you enjoyed hearing from this month's guest as much as we did.
Do go and check out our work on disrupt-your-career.com and come back soon. Thank you.